Hi guys, so welcome to spring break. Unlike other breaks that you might have had in my classes before, um, Thanksgiving break, and Noah, you've been around a while, you've been through several breaks with me. I almost always have some kind of homework or usually a discussion or something during breaks. I'm not doing that this semester, okay, in this class anyway. Um, so you'll look at the module. The only thing you'll see in this module is this video, all right? However, you do have something due at the end of break, and that's on the 8th, midnight on the 8th, or 11:59 p.m. on the 8th, which is Sunday after spring break, at the end of spring break. And that is your first draft of your term paper or your research paper. Okay. Now, the term paper has its own module. You've been told about it. It was in the syllabus. I believe I've mentioned it once or twice, but we haven't really spent a lot of time talking about it. But you should have seen it pop up on your to-do list. You should be aware of it. Okay. Now, hopefully, you've done all the work so you can have a good spring break, and then you can just turn it in. I doubt that has happened. Okay. All right. So what is it? All right. Your term paper. I did a lot of information about this at the beginning of the semester. But what it is an outside influence, external influence research paper on the industry, on the tourism industry. I like my acronyms. I like my little puzzles or whatever. And we're going to do this as a PESTLE analysis. In case you don't remember what a PESTLE analysis is, it's a 6-element analysis of different things that influence an organization or an operation or whatever. In this instance, the industry. Okay, so those PESTLE stands for political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental. All right. So we're looking at each one of those things and how it is influencing good, bad, indifferent, potential good, bad, indifferent, historic good, bad, indifference, current good, bad, and indifference. We're looking at that from those 6 perspectives. Okay. That's a pretty big paper. That's why I made it, instead of just a homework, I made it the term paper. All right. It's a pretty big deal. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot of research going on there. However, all that is due for this week is your first draft. And your first draft is not a completed assignment, your first go around at the completed assignment. That's not what it is. It can if you want it to be. You can submit the full paper if you want, and I will edit it and give it back to you, and you can make corrections. However, all that is required on the first draft is the first 2 elements. All right, the first 2 actual elements. There's other things like a cover page. I'm not worried about the cover page right now, but first 2 elements is the introduction and the overview. Now, you might think to yourself, what's the difference? Well, there's a big difference. An introduction is nothing more than a quick hook. Hey, look at me. This is what I'm going to write about. A quick and easy listing of what you're going to be talking about, and a thesis statement. That's it. There's no information that's standalone. You put some facts and data and some gotcha type things or anything like that. It's just hey, we're going to be talking about the industry, and the outside influences, and to do that, we're going to be looking at political, economic, blah blah blah. All right, and then you have the thesis statement. And I'm not going to get into the thesis statement. You can look at it online. I believe I have a little cheat sheet on this thesis statement in the folder. If not, there's plenty of information on thesis statement online. Both of you know me well enough to know that I'm a stickler for introduction paragraphs. And I will tell you, in my 3 years of teaching, I probably had 4 introduction paragraphs that were right. All right. So people want to spew details or go right into the information and then build upon that information. That's not this purpose. It's telling people what they can expect in the body. That's it. All right. So, and then the second one is the overview. Now, what's the overview? The overview now is going to be specific to this paper. And your overview for this paper is you're just going to be discussing 2 or 3 paragraphs, 1 or 2 or 3 paragraphs. You're talking about you're going to talk about the PESTLE. What is it? You're going to describe the PESTLE as a tool. What does it do? What's its purpose? Okay. And then its elements. And then you're going to briefly describe the elements. Okay. And then you're going to describe, is it relevant to tourism as far as, is this tool going to be beneficial to apply to this industry? Okay. And why and how? Okay. And let me tell you, it is. All right. So, spoiler alert, it's going to be very applicable. Okay. Because when we're looking at an entire industry, things like political issues of this country or that country, not even the country that you're in and that you operate out of, there might be political issues in a certain country that has influenced the entire industry because it was so dramatic or something like that, that things spread to other ones. Same with the economics. The sudden growth of a certain sector or a certain, not sector, but a certain region or decline of a region will have lasting impact throughout. So those are the kinds of things that we're looking at. Okay. So that's all you have to do. You turn it in. I will grade it, of course, because this is a graded item. All right. This is a graded item in and of itself, not as part of your grade. It is its own grade. All right. And I will edit it, and you will get those edits back through Canvas, and then you can apply that to your next step. Okay, so that's all you have going on this week, and hopefully you'll be able to have fun on the spring break anyway. But this is something you have to do. Okay, see you later. I'll see you after the break.